This is East Cowes Cemetery on the Isle of Wight, otherwise known as the Kingston Cemetery. This was opened in 1876 on land given by Queen Victoria for that purpose. This one with the anchor is to Harry Mist, boy first class HMS St Vincent, who met his death by falling from a loft in 1890, aged 17 years and 9 months. And at the bottom it says, erected by the captain, officers, ship's co and boys of the ship as a token of the esteem in which he was held as an upright lad. William R. Abatty, Lieutenant in the 3rd Essex Regiment, who died in the cause of the Great War, aged 20 years. This one is to the wife of James Kennedy, Royal Ulster Rifleman, who was killed in Germany in 1926. Not quite clear what the reason was in 26, presuming an accident of some sort. This wooden cross has an unusual inscription, quite possibly Greek. This is a war grave to 2nd Corporal A.E. Glasgow of the Royal Engineers, who died in 1917, aged 34. And a war grave from the Second World War, leading aircraft man V.P. Pearson of the Royal Air Force, who died in 1942. Further into the cemetery there are several other war graves, one there, 2 more there, and if you look beyond those there's a cluster of what appear to be war graves over at the back there. We'll wander down and have a look at those in a minute. There's a memorial here to those civilians who lost their lives in air raids in the town in 39-45, and a rough count, there are around 50 names on this stone. I've come across to the group of memorials at the back of the cemetery. This one down here is a little unusual in that we have 2 names on the one stone. Fire watchers, E.A. Oatley, aged 17, and E.A. Riddle, aged 18, of Cowes ARP service, 1941. Unusual to see 2 names together on a stone. Well, there are no very large monuments in this cemetery, but this one is probably the most outstanding, on a very large plot. And if you look at the inscription here, it has a list of names: Henry Clavell, Master, and then Seaman and various other names. And at the bottom it says, in the Trinity service, who lost their lives by an explosion in the Solent in 1894. So there are 7 names on this memorial. So something very unfortunate happened out there in the Solent. Well, across the road from the older part we have this newer part, the East Cowes Cemetery extension, and here we have all the much newer graves and still very much being used. I don't plan to go around exploring this one, but if you're here it's worth visiting both sides of the road. Anyway, that's the old Kingston Cemetery, East Cowes Cemetery. Quite a small affair, nothing very spectacular in there in the way of memorials. So till the next time.